Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laureli Shimayo, and this is MeWe Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest, many online, and tonight is our online fair. Today is January 11, 1/11, great energy night. It's exciting to be together. There's so much going on in the world. It's a really good time to be together, to support each other, and to see how we can stay grounded ourselves and make an impact, make a difference in the world. So we're going to have the practitioners go through and introduce themselves, and then we'll be doing a panel where we answer questions from the audience. It's great if you ask us a personal question, just like you would in a private session. If you want to ask a question, please let me know in chat that you would like to ask a question. I'll get you in line. So we're going to be going through and doing the introductions, practitioners. So you get a minute to share about who you are and what you do. If you're not going to be answering questions in the panel, for whatever reason your modality doesn't fit with that, etc., then you get a couple minutes. So it's up to you how you want to spend your couple minutes, or everyone else has a minute. And if you start to go longer than your time, I'll start moving this around just so you know, so you can finish up soon. All right, great. Let's see. So we'll start off with some practitioners, right, that have done this a bunch. So it looks like we've got Christina at the front. So we're going to have Christina, Sandra, Alina, Stacy are going to be the ones that go first. All right, Christina, tell us about who you are and what you do and what you're doing tonight and all those great things.
All right, my name is Christina, and I am Christina of Crystal Quartz, sorry. And I am a celestial mystic who is here to teach and guide people with understanding their multidimensional nature, whether it's through intuitive readings that will empower you with understanding your divine blueprint, or by performing energy healing sessions to recalibrate and activate your DNA. I am of service to you as your messenger from the divine and to get you back to wholeness. So today in room number 3, I will be speaking on the topic of awakening your divine blueprint through energy, crystals, and celestial guidance. So join me and learn about how my services can assist you wherever you are at on your journey. Also, I'll be doing mini celestial essence reports for $10 all night long. Basically, I'll be using your Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn placements for you to learn your soul purpose and soul gifts. All of 25 also this year, all MeWe participants and practitioners have access to 50% off my Aurora energy healing sessions and my full celestial essence readings through a discount code MeWe 2025. So if it's of interest of you and you want to learn more about your divine blueprint, feel free to jump into my room, get a celestial reading, and thank you and welcome.
Thanks so much, Christina. Next, we've got Sandra, Alina, and then Stacy.
Hi, I'm Sandra Jeffs. I've practiced over 15 modalities over the years. I'm a master Feng Shui practitioner, a certified Theta healer, a Soma breathwork instructor, and a light and energy worker. I practice holistic transformation using the modality that will be the most beneficial for my clients. At 5:15 today, I'm in room number 10 for a short talk and a free group clearing of a block and one limiting belief around abundance. After that, I remain in the break room, for anyone to ask a personal question for only $15. Tonight, I have a special 15% off a 1-hour personal theta healing for clearing limiting beliefs that are holding you back and maybe sabotaging you. Additionally, I have a new session on my website where you'll be able to learn to create clear and powerful intentions for this new year, because intentions are our gateway to manifesting what we desire. So hope to see you. Bye.
Thanks so much, Sandra. Next, we have Alina, then Stacy, then Natalie.
Hi, my name is Alina, and I read a Symbolon, which is an astrological oracle that is a card deck. And today I'm offering the free readings throughout the night in my break room number 1. And I offer 20% off of private readings now and after the event with the coupon code MeWeFair, one word. And I will just be there for you anytime you want until 11 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much, Alina. And next we've got Stacy.
Hello, I'm Stacy. I am a certified vibrational sound practitioner, and an emotional wellness guide. So tonight I will be alternating both guided meditations to let go of some of last year's energy and bring in new intentions for this year, as well as alternating with sound baths with crystal bowls. So the meditations will be accompanied by the Himalayan bowls, and then the crystal bowls will be doing the sound baths every other hour. And I will have some specials going on too, where you can do a one-on-one 1 hour session with me at 30% off of my regular price, as well as a coupon code if you want to download some of my pre-recorded sound meditations on all kinds of various subjects for either download or live streaming. So I'm in lucky room 13 tonight. I hope to see you later on.
And I just remember you have 2 minutes, so if you want, you can play us some things during your second minute. It's up to you if you want to take a little more time.
You can do a little bit if you'd like.
Sure.
So if everyone wants to, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and give yourself the gift of a really deep cleansing breath, and imagine yourself just breathing in the vibration and the sound of the bowls. And if you'd like, you can set an intention for what you'd like to receive tonight from whichever practitioner you decide to visit. What your intention is for tonight, why you're here, what you want to bring into this new year. Just allow your breath, the sound and the vibration to cleanse your energy field. Coming in with intention, consciousness. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stacy. All right. Next, we've got Natalie, and then Mike, and then Mary.
Hello, greetings, and thank you so much, Stacey. That was beautiful. Tonight I will be offering energy healing and doing some card pulls. I'll be doing it generally for the collective, but if you have any specific questions or anything that you're feeling that you're moving through that you'd like me to specifically direct energy towards, definitely here for that as well. It's by donation if you feel so called, but definitely not necessary. If you need something, please feel open to ask for it, even if you're not able to donate. The focus will really be calling in peace, calling in love, really allowing ourselves to connect to the energies of the collective and sharing that peace and that love to the collective with everything that's happening right now. At 6:30 in my room, 12, I'll be doing moment of Zen, calling in peace now, just a meditation with the intention of calling in peace and love and connecting in with the divine. But yes, me sending so much love, gratitude, looking forward to connection.
Thank you, Natalie. We've got Mike up next, and then Mary, and then DoveLight.
Hi, I'm Mike Hernandez, and my expertise is in the tarot. I've been doing readings now for 17 years. My readings provide you with discovery, guidance, and peace of mind for yourself or any issues you may have. They illuminate things about you or your issues that you may not know or are just not seeing, provide paths and options on what you can do about your current situation, and provide you with the serenity that comes from knowing that you now have a good idea of how to move forward. I'm doing a session called The Four Suits of the Tarot, a broad discussion, in room 6. I'm doing tarot Q&A throughout the fair, so bring me your hard tarot questions. I'm doing a general 3-card reading for $15 and private readings for $30 for 10 minutes. To learn more about me or book a reading at a later date, please visit my website, justenoughtarot.com. I hope you enjoy everybody here at the fair. I hope you have a good time, and I hope to see you later. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Mike. We've got Mary and then DoveLight, then Angela, then Dr. MoJo and Shannon. Go ahead, Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary Fair. I am a certified psychic medium, a spirit guide channel. I'm a certified Akashic Records practitioner. My specialty is connecting with loved ones who have crossed over. I have years of grief counseling experience, as well as being able to hold your personal process in any ways that you are needing guidance and support. And tonight, the first class will be on Akashic Records. What are Akashic Records? What Akashic Records are not? And working with a guide that has messages for you about what you need to know about previous lifetimes that are affecting you now in terms of love, relationships, and career. And at the second class will be a general experiential on communicating with loved ones that have crossed over, any blocks and restrictions you have against communicating with your ancestors, and any questions that I have that you may have during our session and time together.
Great. Thank you so much. We've got DoveLight, Angela, and Dr. MoJo next.
Good evening, everybody. My honor and pleasure to be here, to be in your presence, to be of service. I am DoveLight from DoveLight Oracle. I'll be doing today in this fair spiritual readings by donation. If you have any questions of any type, or would you like to have some insight why that relationship didn't work out, which way am I supposed to go, what is my purpose, etc., etc. Some existential questions, something we ask ourselves, or maybe simple questions. So I'm just a regular person, but I'm very passionate about connecting to the spirit, and I truly believe we all have that connection, and that connection can guide you to the truth that it's within yourself. I'm just here a vessel to be of service. And yes, I'm grateful to be here. I'll be in room 8 doing, like I say, spiritual questions by donations readings. And I do have a next special though. Next week, I'm going to start a meditation course. I'm going to host a meditation course called Meditation with Cacao. So if you sign up through the MeWe Fair community, I can give you a half an hour reading private session. All right. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoy the fair. It's beautiful. We're all here. Thank you.
Thank you, DoveLight. And we have Angela, Dr. MoJo, Shannon, and then a mystery guest.
Hello, everyone. I'm Angela. I'm a Peruvian shamanic practitioner and Reiki master teacher. Tonight, we'll be discussing the prophecy of the Condor and Eagle and how to bring our own energies into balance as we navigate the ongoing difficulties of the current times that we're all dealing with. So I look forward to talking with you later this evening.
Thanks, Angela, Dr. MoJo, Shannon, and then a mystery guest.
I think that's me.
Wait, hold on. Let's see. I think Dr. MoJo, if you haven't gone yet, let's have you unmute.
Okay. Wholeness and good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. MoJo, known as the Self-Care Nista. And tonight I'm going to be doing readings talking about me, myself, and I, which is the sun, the moon, and the earth. And how I'm going to be doing that is through the regular playing card deck. I don't know if you can see them up there. I'm going to put that there. The 52 cards in the deck. You are one of these cards in the 52 deck of cards that we have. We have 52 weeks in a year. If you're interested, join me in room 9, which is dealing with, fulfillment and letting go, the combination of the both. So if you're interested, join me in the room. I'll be doing talking about the cards and donation base of $15 if you're interested. Where we'll be diving into your sun, your moon, and your planetary ruler, and also giving you a list of all of your 13 cards that were dealt to play. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. MoJo. Next, we have Shannon.
Hi, everybody. Again, I welcome you to this fair. It's going to be a great event for everybody. In my breakout room today, in room 11, I'm going to be discussing about the Great Awakening that we're in and the Christ consciousness energy. and how it can affect you in little or subtle changes in your body, your mind, your spirit, and your outer world as well, with people you encounter and things of that nature. I'll also have a discussion about any questions or answers that you may have. Again, I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master teacher, healer. I've been doing this since I was a child, talking to spirits and talking to animals. So I have a lot of gifts that I am hoping to share and be of service to all of you in this times that we are in. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Shannon. Yeah, so some of our practitioners are new tonight. Shannon is joining us for the first time. Mary is joining us for the first time. And we also have a mystery guest that's joining us for the first time. And practitioners, there's someone else that's joining us for the first time that I didn't mention. Please let me know. I think Natalie's been with us once before, and many of us have been doing this for a while. I know Stacy, I think, has been with us before. All right, mystery guest, let us know who you are and what you're doing tonight.
That would be myself. I'm Crystal Tynesh. Hi, Stacy. And hi, everybody who recognizes me from working the front desk at the MeWe fairs. I developed an understanding that I have something to offer other than just admin for MeWe, and that came from working with everybody here, really, and all of the practitioners and doing the practice circles. So I realize everybody can be intuitive if they put their efforts into it or really start to hone in on them. So I'm practicing, I guess, today and looking forward to receiving more confirmation that I'm developing my gifts in the right way.
That's great. And I saw you turned on your video and everything. Do you want to come up on stage too?
Sure.
All right, up on stage. Thank you for joining us. This is great. Yeah, so thank you so much for making your official introduction, right, with us. This is great. All right. Well, let's see. So we are switching over to, let's see, any practitioners in the audience that are here at the fair that I did not have introduced themselves already? As I said, I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader, body psychology coach, and matchmaker. So I'll be sharing some tidbits about my eye readings and matchmaking advice here in the main room while I run everything. All right, well, we are officially switching over to the panel portion of our first hour. So we are going to be answering questions from the audience. Let me say a few things first, and I have a few people in line already. I put a list in chat. So let's see, number one is let me make sure we're all muted. All right, let's see. All right, so you can come up on stage and ask a question. You can ask a question from the audience. And if you want, you can ask a question completely anonymously. So I know who's in line. If you want to be anonymous, let me know in the chat so I know to not say who you are. You can speak your answer from the audience without giving your name or anything like that. And if you want to be completely anonymous, you can private chat me and give me your question and I will read out your question. So you don't have to come on stage. Just keep in mind that we're recording. We deeply appreciate you being willing to ask a question in public and being recorded. It's going to go up on our YouTube channel. It allows us to be able, many of us, to be able to give you some insight and some feedback or some healing, whatever it is that you bring up. And it allows everyone to learn from what you've asked and the answers that you get. And it also allows everyone in the audience that wants to practice opening and expanding their intuition. So if you know you're intuitive, you use cards, anything like that in the audience, I encourage you, get out your tools, use your tools, see how you would answer these questions, scribble, take notes, because if you hear us say similar things that you were going to share, if you had a chance, it's confirmation for you that you're tapping into the same things that we are. We want to encourage you on your path. Of course, you might have great things come through that we don't mention. It's just an opportunity to get further confirmation. And all right, great. Someone else wants to turn in line. So I've got a line coming up together. And let's see. So just a few other things. It's great if you ask us a personal question, just like you would at a private session. It allows us to give you the deepest advice, for us to share who we are, and for everyone to learn from the answers. When you ask a question, particularly in public, and I think it's true anytime, when you ask a question, if we go deeper than you don't want us to go that deep here, or we talk about this and you want us to only talk about this, tell us. You can give us guidance ahead of time that you only want us to stay in a certain area. And if we go off track at any point, please interrupt us and let us know, because we want to honor you in our answers. And I think those are all the big things that I need to say. All right, so let's see. So, all right, yeah, so great. So I just trying to look at notes. Okay, so we got more people in line. Okay, so the first people, I am trying to see if anyone said they wanted confidential first or anonymous, I mean. All right, great. I think not. So let's see. The first question we have is Amber +1. So if you want to come up on screen, oh, I see you right there. Okay, let's see. I take someone off and I'll bring you up. And we'd love to hear what your question is. And practitioners, you get a minute to answer. Somewhere around approaching a minute-ish, or right after a minute, I'll wave this just so you know if you need to finish up sooner. All right, so Amber, and who's with Amber? What is your question or your
Hi,
couple
thank
questions?
you for everyone giving us this opportunity. This is my cousin Michelle. We're cousins, and our moms are Gemini twins. And we've noticed some interesting patterns in our families that we just want some insight on and some clarity. In particular, there seems to be a generational pattern where the mothers have somewhat stunted the firstborn sons in the family line to where they kind of don't fly the nest, so to speak. So we each have a brother that's a firstborn son that are in their 30s or 40s, have never had a career, still live with their parents. And we saw the same pattern with our mom's mom, our grandma, and that happened with our uncle, who's now 60, and he's kind of really never, just it's an interesting pattern that I don't know if there's kind of any clarity we could have around that. And I don't know if there's healing that could be done, but maybe some kind of speaking into shifting that a little bit energetically.
All right, great. Thanks so much. That's a great question. I see I've got someone ready to answer. Let me move us around and get Sandra up on stage. Okay, go ahead, Sandra.
Yeah, oops, did I unmute? No, okay. I just finished a meme on my site about generational mathematics, and to be here and who we are right now takes almost 4,100 people in our tree, our family tree. And a lot of the work that I do is talking about removing that trauma, whatever trauma we have in our genetics that we're carrying through. So it's a long process, and the person themselves is better off dealing with that. In my opinion, they get the strongest results. However, doing anything to shift and transform your DNA will help every single person in your DNA line. So seek out someone. There's probably other people here besides myself who do that work. But it can really shift things.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Sandra. All right. Any other answers for Amber and Michelle? And I noticed one of the immediate things that I think of too is I think that I have autism. And so I was just wondering if you have any autism in your family too. So and just like that could be part of what's there. So people that have it are often slower to develop. And depending on how severe, right, it is. And then also just the family dynamics of how much I use like the drama triangle, hero, victim, villain. So if the moms have had a tendency to hero and take care of all kinds of things for other people, then it would perpetuate some of that pattern. And so like those of us that have autism, it's kind of tricky. On the one hand, like it's idealist that we're not masking and that we can just be ourselves. And then at the same time, we don't step into some things as easily. And so in some ways, the socialization and getting us out there and having us move through the way we feel scared is helpful. So just depending on some of what those dynamics are too. So part of it may be the pattern with the mothers, part of it may be the pattern with the sons, and and everyone that plays into maintaining things. I appreciate you asking these questions. I hear your care and also your really open curiosity. All right, Angela. Let's see, Angela and then Christina.
I'm getting a really strong feeling of this is, what's the word, past generation, some sort of trauma around loss of the eldest son, that's just being passed forward. It has nothing to do with this lifetime. It's just a wound that's never been healed. And so traveling back and finding that original wounding and healing it at source should shift that energy.
Okay, great. Thanks, Angela. And so then, sorry, I lost my list here. We got Christina next.
I'm gonna mention this here, and I appreciate you asking that question. Like, that's a very intensive genetic linkage type question. May I ask what culture you guys are?
So we have Hispanic lineage.
Okay. The thing that popped up for me, and I'm just going to be very general here. We want to go more into depth. I can message you through the messenger. But what came through it has to do with quote unquote like a generational curse. But sometimes when people think of curse, it's like a negative thing that say a witch doctor or something like that did. No. Sometimes as like oh, she jumped off the screen. The woman that answered before you, like something traumatic can happen. So someone with very strong words, very strong magic in their voice can speak something on the line. And then of course that manifests. That's what I'm kind of sensing. This is what this is, but it's not something that's going to continue in your family. A birth of a son is going to break this. So I don't know if someone is still in that age of birthing children, but it is going to be broken, and it's going to be broken fairly soon. That's just the insight that I was given. So.
Right. And just a quick question too, do the two of you have kids? And is part of your concern you having kids?
I have just birthed a son in the last year, and I believe what you just spoke happened with him because I don't know if you guys know Laureli from MeWe also, but I had a session with her and there was a symbol of an eagle over his birth, and I believe that symbolized the freedom of the breaking of this. So thank you for speaking on that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's Laureli Hewitt that's being mentioned. Okay, and Mike's got something.
Awesome.
Mike.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So just very minimal here. I get the fact that this is passing something that was very drastic and there's passing of a very hard time. And anything you do from this point forward, you should do very considered, very thoughtful, think things through, and with some amount of compassion. For some reason, that's the only two things I got. There's a passing of something that was drastic, and looking forward, you just have to make sure that you consider things carefully, that you think things through, and you do it with compassion. But I hope that helps, but that's all I got.
All right, great. Yeah, thanks so much for your, let's see if there's any more. Yeah, thanks so much for your question. It's great having the two of you come together, and yeah, just the energy with you asked the question, that's great. And I just feel like you're exploring this in a great way. So yeah, hopefully get some more answers tonight too, wandering around the rooms. All right, let's see. So the next question is from someone that has a first initial is A, and I'm attempting to figure out if you're wanting
Oh, wait, we
to
had
be
a
anonymous
second.
or not. Oh, you have
we-
a second question?
Yeah.
Right, let's see if we can do a second question. Go ahead.
So kind of similar, it's about the family line. So we also have a pattern of empaths and narcissists. And so I'm just wondering what the spiritual significance of that is in families, because obviously with friends and lovers, you can establish boundaries, but when it's your family, it can be a very tough dynamic to move through. I'm just wondering what insight we can get from that.
Oh yeah, that's harder. And I guess and again, this is recorded in public, so you just got to choose what you want to say. So are the men that have not launched, do they tend to be more empathic and crushed, or do they tend to be more narcissistic themselves? So there might be a pattern in some of that too. So they could be related questions.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
You want to look at if the mothers tend to be more narcissistic, and they may want to keep then some of the men crushed. Like, so there's a lot of stuff there. All right, DoveLight's got something to share. Go ahead, DoveLight, and then Sandra.
My internet went away for a moment, so I didn't hear your first question, but I can do the second one. Regarding narcissistic and empathic, we cannot put every single example in the same way, in the same mold. We all different. Some of our newer souls, some of our advanced souls. By advanced, no more, no less. It means they have experience. We all have different soul lessons. Regarding pattern in the family, One of the high level life lessons, soul lessons that you can learn from a narcissistic within your family is to self-love in the sense of the loyalties. We carry loyalty to our parents, biological. We are meant to be with them to survive. Sometimes this goes to the DNA. However, there is a moment when you consciously have to choose. Are you going to stay to the loyal patterns, the loyal awareness you have with your family, even though it's not healthy, or we're going to have to choose your own visions? So one of the lessons when this pattern keeps repeating, it is about learning how to self-love. That is involved also forgiveness, because you have to forgive the person who is meant to take care of you, who's meant to be loving to you, but is not able to do so. Usually when you go deeper in ancestral healing, you're going to find that person is also a wounded soul, a wounded person, but it can be very overwhelming. So the best thing you can do at this moment is become aware of your relationship with family members and make the space to decide how much healthy is to interact with them or not. But you have to be aware of the loyalty though. Sometimes, oh, it's mi tío, that's my father, that's my mom, I cannot speak to them like that. But is he being respectful to you, being nice to you? So that is one of the highest lessons, that boundary, that self-love, eventually compassion and forgiveness when you're ready. You cannot put every single example in the same design. We're all different and we all are meant to grow from this. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, DoveLight. Next we have Sandra, then Mike.
Yeah, I totally second everything that DoveLight said. I was going to say the same thing. I'd only add to that that whether you choose to be an empath in this life or whether you've chosen to be a narcissist is about stepping out into the fear and out of the fear and into that self-love, into divine love, which is all of our path here, is to step into that divine love. The narcissist just simply is doing it from a lower vibration, a darker energy, and the empaths are doing it from a higher vibration. So
thanks, Sandra. All right, Mike, and then Christina.
Excuse me. I'm going to look at this from a 65,000 foot level. Okay. In my experience through a long life, I've learned that sometimes families have to go through lessons, complete families. I've seen them in your sense where they've got narcissists and empaths, rich and poor, well-to-do and not well-to-do. I mean, various differences. But the common thread is this sense of balance. In the universe, everything is balance. It doesn't seem like it sometimes, but trust me, there's balance in the universe all the time, right? There's always an opposite to everything. Even if you don't see it, it's still there. And whether we recognize it or not, it's still there. That's just the universe. So some families they go through this whole lesson of learning balance for some reason. I'm not quite sure why or what causes it, but that's the main reason. It's this whole sense of the family has to learn balance, how to work with each other, how to work in those situations, and how to come with the best outcome that they possibly can. It's not fast. It takes years sometimes. And sometimes the lessons learned, sometimes it's not. But I mean, that's just my observation.
Great, thanks, Mike. And next we've got Christina.
Okay, one thing I just want to mention real quick is that when we think of narcissists and empaths, we want to demonize the narcissist and praise the empath. But really, when you look at it from a higher level of perspective, they're basically two faces on the same coin. On that scale of what they represent, obviously narcissist is at this far end of that scale, and empath is on this far end of the scale. So think of them as whatever those family members in whichever area they fall in. Think of it, take the emotions out of it and think of them as a character of what you're encountering in a game. And they have to play a certain role in your life, in your family. So when you take the emotions out of it and look at them as characters and look at it as, what are they trying to teach me? Why are they acting like this, and how is it affecting me, and where is it triggering me, and where are they trying to teach me to grow? And then on top of that, with both of your questions combined, your family has a lot of healing that is going on right now. And you can also look at these examples of a narcissist and empath as kind of like speeding up your role of healing these things within your family.
Great, thank you. And I would encourage everybody, so not just the two of you, but everybody, if there's anyone in our family that we're engaging with, if there's anyone in our life that we're engaging with, like learn what's here for us to learn. And if it's hurtful to us being in relationship with that person, we always have the option of not relating with them. And it is so much harder with family because of the expectations and it may be desire. There could be very practical, legal reasons why we want to stay connected. It can get complex and messy. And so I just encourage all of us, like honor ourselves, make the healthiest choices we can, get support and healing. Yeah, so that we have the healthiest environment for ourselves and then also for kids when we're bringing up our kids and raising our kids. So yeah, complex. No, thanks for your question and appreciate all the different kind of layers and things came up.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so then the next I've got 4 more people in line. So the next person, I didn't get an answer if you wanted to be anonymous. So I'm thinking no. I'm gonna say your name begins with an A. Are you wanting me to read something or did you want to come up on stage? So, and you're wanting to talk about your job? Did you want to come up on stage?
Yes, that's me. I don't know why it's my son name showing up. This is from Laureli. Thank you for guidance last
sorry.
week.
Let me just go find where you are. If your video's on, I can bring you up here. It's just not as easy for me to find everybody now. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it was A before and now it's a different name. This is you?
Yes, it's
Okay, great.
I changed my full name.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, sweet. What is your question?
Thank you, everyone. I work for Boeing company. I've been their company for 12 years. I was working as a manager. I got a layoff notice. Before going to management, I was a mechanic. My last day is January 17th, but I requested to go back to be a mechanic. Can somebody guide me if I will be getting the mechanic job?
You want me to pay? Yeah. I don't know how to pay.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure that you're with us as we answer. All right.
Yes, I'm here with you.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you're wanting, let's see, so Angela's got some things. Angela up on, yeah, go ahead, Angela.
No, that line's done. It's time to move on. To go backwards would be throwing out all your skills and your experience. Don't be afraid to move on and find what the next step. We don't grow when we go backwards. We grow when we learn the lessons and move forwards. So I really think you should look forward, not back here.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks, Angela. And then Alina has an answer. And then
I'm going to sound like I'm repeating the previous speaker. It's going to be, you're going to keep a secret and somebody is going to keep your secret. You're going to try to open up about it. And it's all going to become kind of like, yeah, you're making a confession. You go back, this is going to be very uncomfortable. Like cold, you can't go back in. This is a shell that you're out of, okay? There is no way back in. Now, there is a little like sunrise at the end of the horizon. So don't go back into that shell. Maybe fly. It's time, okay? It's time to spread your wings and fly. Yes, even if those wings are not exactly yours. All right?
Thank you.
Great, and we've got another practitioner that's joining the fair today. Crystal, what is your answer? So we have 2 Crystals.
Hi. They were telling me basically that you either asked for this or you got to be careful with your words basically because you're very powerful. So, and even everyday speaking, you basically ask for change, you ask for better, you ask for different. And so by you not honoring yourself in what you asked for is going to make it harder for you to move on. So just remember in these times of change and destruction, like uprises through the ashes and you fly. So it's time to fly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Crystal. All right. And then we've got DoveLight, Natalie, and Mary. So let's get DoveLight up here in a moment.
Okay, so I cannot tell you what to do. You are the responsible and the one who has to choose about their actions, you know. But I'm gonna tell you the probabilities. If there is a high probability that if you were to stay, also the future is not set in the stone. It's also about our decisions. If you choose to stay there, you're gonna feel like there is no change, there is no movement. It's always the same. It's no raising, no more money. It's always stability. You do have an emotional connection to your job. You do, you know, you're good at what you do, but you're always gonna have a boss over you or somebody guiding you. Or even though you can be in a position of guidance, it's gonna guide you. So perhaps that has made you consider to choose another direction. Now, if you were to take the probability to just leave it completely at the beginning, you're going to have to make a budget or think about your finances. But then there is going to be more time to be home, more time to opportunities to do more things that you want to do. You become your own boss eventually. You're going to have other opportunities to look out there. Just you need to ask for help. You need to start asking corrections, guidance, position, going out there if you were to choose to completely leave it. Okay. Either way, you just have to trust yourself because you know what you're good at. And if you feel like you are a little bit stagnant there financially or with position, then it's time for you to reevaluate. But the power to choose is always yours. Okay. Future is not set in stone.
Thanks, DoveLight. Next we have Natalie and then Mary.
Hi, yes. I think just kind of going with what everyone has been saying, you know, allowing yourself to bring in that trust, to bring in the trust in the universe and all these things that might happen on our paths and recognizing the growth that comes from it, you know, and trusting in what you have to offer and all that you're capable of, knowing that there's absolutely nothing that can stop you or break you. I think, as DoveLight was saying, you know, you're the only one that can make those choices, and you know, you are the one in charge of your path. So bringing in that trust in yourself and knowing that everything that happens is an opportunity to move forward, to grow in a different way. So being open to receive the opportunity that has been presented to you and not viewing it as a setback, knowing that this is only going to propel you further forward, you know. Yeah.
Thanks, Natalie. Next we've got Mary, then Dr. MoJo and Mike, and we'll be on to another question.
Yeah, so I just want to say that I can feel how hard you work, how hard you work and how others depend on you, and how creative you are and how much energy runs through your hands in your work. And this is a time for you to trust whatever higher power, however you want to name, spirit guide, God, goddess, whoever you deem most holy, to hold you because of how much you hold others. And this is also a time of expansion to trust in your creative abilities, which everyone else had mentioned. Your work and what you offer the world, right? And being able to really put your creativity to work. I think someone had mentioned working for someone else, that your universe spirit guides are asking you to move out of that phase and into your full potential about what you're here to give and to give back. And also, because you are so creative and I see so much energy flowing through your hands, as best as you can, because you have to pay the bills, you have to put food on the table, you get busy, but to be able to feed yourself and do your own personal creative works. Because when you do creative work, you then have more ideas and ways that you can bring your truest abundance forward and really derive joy from what you do. So all of this it's tumultuous and, you know, it's bumpy right now, but it's all bringing to alignment of your soul's purpose and what you're here to do. Thank you. Hang in there. Hang in.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary, Dr. MoJo, and then Mike.
Hi, I wanted to ask, why do you want to stay or go backwards? I just wanted to ask that question that came upon me. I wanted to know, not that you have to answer now, but
I can answer.
Okay.
I'm a mother, single mother. I have a house and 2 kids. The reason I want to stay there, I want to stay to get the money to take care of the expense. And I'm also thinking about starting a business outside, but I need the income coming in right now so I can feed my kids. If I don't have the job, I have applied many jobs. I get rejected from every job. Whether I start a new, it will take a time, and I need a financial freedom. That's the problem. So I want to stick with that job till I get to start my business.
I wanted to say that's what I was picking up on, and I'm in agreement with what everybody else is stating, but what came to me was you doing something intentional. So setting a plan, getting the business plan together, you have the resources to do what you need to do in that. So I'm just going to add that to what everybody else says. So being intentional about what it is that you want to do, have a plan laid out, and move forward from there. I didn't really look at it as like you going back. I just looked at it as that's what I was feeling in the back of my mind, or was feeling that I wanted to ask you, why did you decide to stay there? So
Yeah.
well, I'm in agreement with everything everybody else has said, but as long as you have a plan for what you
Yes.
do, everything is going to, work out accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, and I think that Mike is next.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, first I'm going to say the main thing you have to do right now is calm down. I get this very anxious energy from you. I know it. I know it's hard. I've been there myself many times. I know how it can be a hassle, how it can be scary. But I've also learned that in the long run, the more you calm down, the easier this will go. The less expectations, the better. Okay. Secondly, I'm going to most respectfully disagree with everybody. And my forecast is that you're going to get it. Okay. That's my forecast. Now, having said that, let me say something else. Here's why I personally don't do predictions. I do forecasts.
Mhm.
Because there is so much out of your hands that can happen to change a decision that you have nothing to do with, but it'll change either way. I'll give you a great example. It's a sad one at this point, but it's a great example. A couple of weeks ago, we had the Rose Parade down here in Pasadena. Everybody was happy. Everybody's thinking that, and they had plans of what they're going to do next 2 weeks, right? And they had solid plans. And if you ask somebody here that, well, the prediction for this is blah, 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 right? But then the fires happen. Nobody could have predicted that. Nobody. I'm telling you, nobody. Because it just came, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, there are so many things that happen that are out of your control, whether it's nature, whether it's somebody else. I had a friend I did a reading for a long time ago who thought he was like, your position, am I going to get the job? And I thought he was. But then when he went back, he didn't, only because in the time that I read for him, but in the time he got the answer, he got a new boss. And the new boss wanted to bring in a person that he knew for the same position. That's the only reason he didn't get it. It wasn't because he wasn't good. It wasn't because he wasn't experienced. It was because that guy wanted his person in there.
Yep.
Out of his control.
Same thing
Right?
happened with me. I was in the position, new boss came in, he brought his people, and I got kicked out.
So at this point, the only thing I can tell you from my perspective is think positive. Think that the universe will bring you to the best outcome, regardless of whether my constituents here are correct or I'm correct. It doesn't matter. Whatever the best outcome is for you, that's what you concentrate on. And by all means, please just calms, it'll work itself out. Trust me. I'm 70 years old. It'll work itself out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And all right, let's see. I actually got one more answer, so I'm going to go ahead with one more answer. And sorry, I've lost track of my timer here, doing some logistical stuff. And Crystal's got an answer. Go ahead, Crystal.
This will just be really quick, and it's kind of everybody else is saying, but I did have a feeling that you'll be transitioning, you'll be moving away from that. And before you said it, I felt like you were going to be looking to start your own business, and I feel like it has something to do with hands. And I almost feel like I want to say that you like to bake. Like if you could just wake up in the morning and just bake and not go to work, you would be so happy. So I don't know if that's true, and you could give me some validation there, but I also feel like I wanted to eat some of your tamales, so I don't know what that has to do with anything. So, um, but I also feel the anxiousness. So I would just encourage you to take some deep breaths and remember, like Crystal said, somewhere in the universe you asked for it and you didn't ask for it to be maybe graceful. And so here's your change.
I did.
Uh, Yes, and so hopefully with with being laid off that you'll still receive some type of payment coming in for maybe a 6-month period. And it's no better time to start your own business when you have an income.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, great. All right. Well, thank you so much for your question. And let's see, we've got, so I'll just say SJ, did you want to come up on stage? You're next. I'm asking you to unmute. Do you want to ask from your seat? Do you want to come up on stage? Do you want to come up on stage? I just need your video on.
I don't know how to come on stage.
Okay, let me ask you to start your video. And then if you want to start your video, and I'll bring you up.
Right.
There you are. Okay, great. What's your question?
Hey there. I'm sorry if you can hear my kids yelling in the background. My question is, in your divine opinions, should I remain an independent contractor, become an employee, or leave the business I'm at altogether?
Is there anything else? Oh, well, let's see. Natalie's ready to go. Go ahead, Natalie.
Hi, greetings. I think really the only person that can truly answer that question would be you, allowing yourself to sit with yourself and what is it that you really want? What is the direction that you want to go in? What feels right within your soul? No one else can tell you that. You're in your body, you know what you're being called towards. It's just allowing yourself to let go of any fears or doubts about any direction that you might be called towards and trust that, trust in you and trust what is coming through for you. Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Natalie. And we've got Alina has an answer. Let me get Alina up here. Go ahead, Alina.
Yes. Okay. So first choice, maybe dreamy, but a little unrealistic. Okay. It's like it may be something that you dream about, but it may be setting expectations that are not exactly there. Like it's kind of like head in the sky. This is Pisces. This is all dream. Okay. It's a good dream, but it may just be a dream. Second choice. Don't do it. Okay. That's all I can say. This is deception. There's a lot of lies in there. There's a person who's a deceiver and a person who works with them, and you're going to end up being played. Okay. The third option. Now, this is what you might want to consider. The ultimate celebration, the wedding. We got so much good stuff going on here. There is the union of two people. That may be something that you would do with a partner. That may be something that you would do with multiple other people. But this is the out of all the three cards that I pulled, this is the best one to go with. And this is I've heard the choices, but I just basically did choose one, choose two, choose three, and this is the third one. Does that make sense?
All right, great. And Crystal's got an answer, and then Alina.
Hi. First of all, don't go backwards. And then they said pick the one that has the highest joy, like brings you the most fun and like just in your highest frequency. Okay. And then they said ask for help because you're gonna either with your kids or your timing or whether it be with like a website or something. And then they also said try different advertising to grow your business and as a private contractor. And it's also really hard to go back from being a boss to being an employee. So get help, look at other avenues, and stay in your highest joy and happiness. Okay.
Great. I say, in your own business, what are you doing?
I'm a doctor.
Oh, interesting. I just want to mention Pamela Weibel. Are you familiar with Pamela Weibel? And do you run an ideal practice, kind of an ideal medical practice? Have you set it up in that sort of way?
Pretty ideal for the most part. And Pamela is just 40 minutes away from me. So I'm well familiar. Oh,
That's great. We get someone else joining us on screen. Maybe the part of your answer is right there. I think that's a vote for continuing to work for yourself. That is a challenge. Also, those of you that don't know, Pamela Weibel has Ideal Medical Clinics. She's been a proponent of making everyone aware of how much there's a high suicide rate among doctors and how much pressure doctors are under, and wanting to change the field so that doctors can actually work with patients. That's the reason why they went into medical care. And she's done a great job advocating for them. And doctors can't ask for help because if they do, it gets it's a problem on their record, and they can't like it's a mess. It's a huge mess. And my mom ended her life, so it's important to me, and this is part of why I support what Pamela does. And yeah, so I guess gosh, what am I going to say in terms of it? So in your eyes, I see that you really value freedom and creativity, and you're innovative. And in some ways, that makes me want you to work for yourself because I feel like that's really a good fit for you. Sometimes there's a short-term reason why it's great to go work for someone else. So you'd know if there's a short-term reason for something like that. But I think that integrity really matters a lot to you too. And so if you have something that allows you to have enough freedom and really is an integrity for you, and it's a good fit for you for a period of time, then it's okay to work for someone else. However, I see you as a bit more of a leader working for yourself. So I would have that be your longer term goal. All right, great. All right. I think we've got only like a minute or something left. We've got in 5 minutes, we have the next presentation starting. So let's see, we've got, and I'll just take you off screen. And then, so the next question is going to be oh, it's not the anonymous one. All right, great. Maybe we can get a few teeny bit more answers from it's DI. We have one more question we can bring up here. DI, did you want to ask your question? I know I'd love to feel your energy as you ask if you're still here. Is it Di? D, are you there? Do I see
Yes,
you?
I am.
Okay, great. You want to
Yes,
ask your question and we'll see if we can get you a little bit of insight?
I am. So my question is about hold on, give me one quick second. It's about like a 40-year relationship, and that's been on and off. And recently, there was a big blow up. This is just so painful for me because it's so long. I've been dealing with this person since I was like 12 or 13, and I'm like 51 now. So my question was, is that person thinking about me, or is this the end? Will it be any more of the like back and forth? Yeah. So
I have a
this is,
question.
again, this is very painful for me. Yes.
Yeah, just a quick question. So does this person ever genuinely apologize and really take responsibility for their part in something?
So this last incarnation of our relationship, they apologized for what happened the
But do
last
they
go
really mean
round.
it? Do they really mean it? And they
You
they
know,
realize what they did and they're making changes to do it better.
so yes, that was the conversation, but then, things went left. So then like in the beginning, I felt like, yeah, like, okay, this is why I was willing to be open to this person again. But, with everything that happened, it just, yeah, no.
Yeah, and I
I
think a lot of
can't honestly answer it.
Yeah, a lot of answers for other people had to do with turning and going forward and not turning to go backwards. And it just seems to me that there's been a lot of pain. And I wonder that it's a big, big, deep pattern. And um, like that maybe the healthier thing for you is to keep going in a direction that's in support of you and not heading back to that person. That's what I wonder. So we've got Natalie, Sandra, and Alina, and then we're going to be in breakout rooms because we have sound healing happening at 5:05. All right, Natalie, go ahead.
Hi. Yes, I think I would definitely agree with that, bringing that focus to you and what's going to be best for your own well-being, allowing yourself to build that relationship with the self so that you can truly be in relationship with others when it's serving your best interest, when you're allowing yourself to to be present in partnership that helps you to grow, that gives you reassurance, and that helps you to recognize the beautiful human being that you are and that you're worth so much more, right? So allowing yourself to give yourself that. Yeah.
Thanks, Natalie. We've got Sandra and then Alina. Is Sandra up?
Yeah, Dee, I would say ask yourself how much joy you feel when you're in that relationship. And if the overriding feeling in the relationship isn't joy, then maybe consider not doing it. I also picked up that you have some unfinished karma, past life karma with this individual. The primary thing, every relationship has ups and downs. That's normal. You're never going to be in a perfect relationship where there's no ups and no downs. And the overriding emotion and feeling in the relationship should be one of compassion and support and joy with each other. And if it isn't, think about moving on, but it's your choice.
Thanks so much, Sandra. Alina is next.
That person may have sang a pretty tune for you and that you followed, and that ended up being a very sad and painful picture. Let yourself be sad and let yourself grieve. Any relationship when it ends is a cause for grieving. You go through those 5 stages, and once you reach the acceptance stage, again, fly. I don't know why this flying card keeps popping up today. Maybe we're just feeling constrained, but it's time to let go, and it's time to go. Like I said, just let yourself go. Feel your feelings. That's okay. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to cry. And then go.
Thanks, Alina. And then Mike has an answer to this too. Let me get Mike up here. Go ahead, Mike.
Sorry, I'm spaced out. So with the cards I pulled, it's best if you just move on. You'll never be at peace. You'll never be at happiness if you continue with this gentleman. And, if you just followed your true gut feeling, I think this is true. For some reason, it looks like you're blocking it. You don't want to, the thing about gut feelings, lots of times they're right, and sometimes they say things that you don't want to know or you don't want to accept. But your gut feeling never lies to you. That's the important thing. And once again, I think if you just went with your gut feeling, you know that it's time to move on.
All right, great. Thank you for bringing us this question. Hopefully we provided you some insight that will be supportive to you in making your decisions. We care about you. We care about your happiness. We care about your fulfillment. So hopefully things work for you. And many people are available to give you more insight this evening if you'd like that. It's hard sometimes stepping into facing that something's not been working and make changes. Let's see, we're getting ready to split up into breakout rooms, and one of my other practitioners in the audience mentioned it's a great time to mention the Cosmic Conversations event that we have tomorrow. It's from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's just $2, $4 to join us in Zoom. It's to have conversations. Really, it's more the private conversations, you'd say, that we practitioners often have with each other, and we bring it out in public to share with all of you. And you can ask general questions for free. So there are some of the questions that were wanted to be asked tonight that are great general questions for us to talk about. And so tomorrow night's event would be great for that. I just put a link to it in the chat. So it's one of the MeWe Fairs events. So let's see, we're getting ready to split into breakout rooms. Thank you everyone for your participation. Thank you panelists. Thank you everyone for bringing questions. I'm going to be turning off the recording. You can find out more about all of our events at MeWeFairs.com.